This episode is brought to you by Derek Gerard Photography. Derek has been a professional for over 20 years and covers everything from weddings, corporate shoots, meet and greets and VIP events. He was also one of the club photographers at Dundee Football Club for 13 years. Derek will travel all over Scotland and beyond to capture your smiles, and as a wee thank you to listeners of this show, he'll give you a 20% discount when booking. All you have to do is get in touch via his Facebook page, Derek Gerard Photography, and mention the code CF26. Now, this could save you something like £300 from the cost of your wedding photography, for example. He's a great guy. He's photographed some of my shows in the past, some of the events I've done. I've met the guy. He's a legitimately brilliant photographer and a lovely gentleman, and we thank him very much for sponsoring the show. Thank you. Welcome back to another episode of Stop Watering Dead Flowers with me, your host, Chris Forbes, in association with the Stand Comedy Club. Let's start this week's episode once again by plugging the fact that we are doing a live show record at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. It's going to be on August the 20th. That's a Thursday the 20th at 6:05. We're going to have some incredible guests. There's people there from all over the world. We're hoping to snag quite a few of them. We want you to come along, bring your own little Dead Flowers stories. We'll share about them, talk about them with our guests on stage. Look it up, check it out. Hopefully we'll see you there. But one more time, thanks for coming back to another episode of Stop Watering Dead Flowers. Stop watering dead flowers. I'm delighted to say that this week in the garden we have the one and only Mr. Robin Grainger. How are you, Robin?
I'm all right. How are you?
Delighted to have you here. I'm very
Thanks for having me.
excited. We've just, even before we delve into the podcast format, we've just been talking about our shared love of trainers' shoes for one thing, but also just complimenting you on being so well put together.
Thank you. I try my best. I try to colour coordinate you also. Very handsome, well-kept man yourself.
Do you know, and I've just been saying that I even though I have a video podcast, I'm still very traditionalist when it comes to podcasts, and I feel like most of the time people should still listen to them. But on this one, I would suggest anyone that's only listening should switch right now to the video podcast just to drink in this fine fellow of a man here. This beautiful combination of jumper trousers and trainers. You want to see it.
Yeah, get that visual aspect going.
This whole episode should be purely Patreon. OnlyFans, I would suggest.
A real sensory experience.
But how are you in general? What have you been up to? Let's just touch base before we delve in.
I'm all right. I'm fairly happy and optimistic. I am currently just writing and gigging in the sort of lead up to the Fringe this year. So I'm writing show number 6
My God.
in a row, I think. So yeah, just gigging away, plugging
You're a
away.
machine. You're busy. You're very funny.
Thank you.
You're very well regarded and liked. You're a staple of the circuit.
Yeah, it's quite good to. So do your audience know where this is? You didn't know where this is recorded.
They know we're here. At the
So I
Glasgow
gigged
Centre.
here very, very recently, and I saw myself on the wall and amongst all the greats like
It's a
yourself
beautiful
and
thing.
the wonderful accent. It's probably, I don't know when you started stand up, but you'd walk into comedy clubs maybe to do like the trial spot or the open spot, and you'd see
Yeah.
maybe quotes from Billy Connolly or people like that up on the wall or pictures, and you go,
I know.
that looks amazing. And then so to wander in like the
Do
other
you know,
night.
I don't
It's
think
mind-blowing.
that even the Stand know, and the wonderful Molly's here from the Stand Comedy Club,
Legend.
how much that does give you a wee boost when you see your picture on a frame on the wall.
It's insane when I'm
Yeah.
part of the furniture of an iconic sort of brand and comedy club that
Do you know what?
I grew up on.
I used to have the same type of jealousy about a guy that had his picture up in a pub that we drank in all the
Oh,
time.
right, well,
I was like, oh my God.
yeah, I come in here all the time.
Yeah.
I'm paying for their holidays in here.
The next thing, and you'll be interested in this because some of the other staff at the Stand, I constantly see posting on Instagram whenever there's dogs around here. Now, you have a wonderful dog.
I do have a dog, yeah.
I have a wonderful dog.
Yeah.
My pitch is that there should be one of those Wall of Fame dog walls.
Oh, yeah, there should be.
Just
a dog
Polaroids.
yeah.
People that have dogs, come down to the Stand, come in just for coffee, a drink, bring your dog. We love them here.
Get on the wall. Yeah, there's treats at the bar for the dogs, isn't there? There's all sorts of
Wait,
stuff.
they're for the dogs?
Yeah, they're for the dogs.
A little bit of
Good enough.
A little bit of fun there.
Good in a pinch if you're hungry. Good for your teeth.
In terms of this podcast format, when you found out what it was about,
Yeah.
you knew you were coming on, what was your initial thoughts? Did you think, I'm someone that has loads of these, or are you quite good at letting things go, dealing with them in the moment? Do they linger,
Well, first of all, I'm a big fan of the show. Long-time listener, first-time caller, so to speak. It's like, I love it. All the clips are really funny. The guests have been brilliant and will continue to be. And I love the idea of it.
Oh, good.
The title alone, when I first heard about it, when you first started, it was like, that's such a good title and idea. But to your question, I linger until it festers and has to become a Fringe show or a stand-up routine.
That's what we
I
need.
get out through jokes.
This is what we need. You know, a couple of times we've had people that went,
Who let stuff go? Particularly
really-
comedians.
yeah.
You interviewed a lot of comedians.
and I'm like, what? Get off why did you come on?
What'd you write about?
Come on, man.
Get a full night's sleep? Don't think so.
A couple of people, yeah, they'd just be like, nah. I had to ask other people if I'd done stuff in the past. What?
I know like every dimension of my ceiling because I spend so long late at night staring at it, worrying about something I did in 2006.
I've done at least 3 things today that I know I'm going to be thinking
I've
about
done it.
already.
I did one on the way here.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, no, I linger on everything. Like from as small a thing as accidentally using, the tap cap thing on the buses. You're a driver, but I'm a bus man. But when you put the card on the wrong thing, when you put it on the bus pass bit instead of the debit card, that's a day gone.
My simple one just from the weekend as well. I was gigging with a guy. We hadn't gigged together since pre-COVID, Jamie DeSouza. Mm-hmm. And he was at Leeds Glee with his partner, Zoe. Zoe is her name.
Yeah.
I wasn't even close. I'd never met her before, but I was like, Jamie, great to see you again. So nice to meet you, Sophie. It was really nice chatting to you. And she just went, Zoe. Like, it's...
Yeah.
I'm so
yeah,
far.
I am horrible with names.
I was really... They left early, maybe that's why, after he'd been on.
The surname does sound like...
And I was really, just beating myself up over it, and Paul McCaffrey was like, mate, forgive yourself. I don't think she's even thinking about this.
Wasn't even Paul McCaffrey you were speaking to, was it?
Yeah.
Someone
wrong
else.
name as well.
Someone else.
God.
Yeah, no, I dwell big time.
Good.
Big time.
Good. We'll dwell on them for this next 40-odd minutes, and then we'll hopefully just help you relieve that pressure. We'll let them go. We'll let them go together.
I like the sound of that.
Sounded oddly provocative.
Sounds really wholesome.
Yeah.
Have you ever done any weird things like that? You know how I remember watching a documentary once, and it was about a band, and something had happened with a record deal or something, or they were getting dropped by their management, and they walked up to the Hollywood Hills and they screamed their fears out across it. Threw a big stone off the thing.
Man.
And I started to worry, thinking, well, if that stone hits someone, when they pick up a big rock to represent how big the problem is, and then
create a bigger problem for
off
themselves.
the thing. Yeah, murder.
I guess it's kind of like
there are those weird little
the stereotypical things of an ex
things.
and burning all your ex's stuff
get all
or
this
something
stuff in
like
the
that.
bin. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll just talk about them. I keep saying this now. I feel like I've said it again so recently in the last few episodes that I should bring it back. That I used to have a symbolic dead flower that the guests would then throw in the bin at the end.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's very WWE, isn't it?
Yeah, and then I had to keep pulling the flower out of the bin because I just kept using the same one. But we'll picture that metaphorically, I think. Okay, let's dive in. We traditionally always start with a childhood one. Let's find out where the trauma started.
I've got so many. I've got so many.
Was there one in particular that reared its head? But feel free to share as many as you want here. You're in a safe space.
I've got 2 good ones. The youngest one I can remember was from primary 2, I think. So when I was 6 years old. And the lesson for the day was about the humble octopus. That was in the north of Scotland. We didn't really learn about maths or reading and writing and stuff. We learned about sort of tentacle-based items because we live by the sea. I think that's why you might see one.
It's a bit of maths, I suppose, at the same time.
It's a bit counting. And I remember the teacher asking, "Does anyone know a fun fact about the octopus?" And straight away, I wasn't really popular in terms of I wasn't good at football or fighting or anything that the normal kids were up to.
Football and fight.
So I was just the main things in a provincial primary school. So I put my hand up. I was like, I'm gonna get some fans here. I know what's special about an octopus, and I'm gonna say it out loud. And I was quite.
I can't fight or play football, but I'm gonna be the octopus guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the sea life guy. Yeah, that's gonna be me. So I put my hand up, and then the teacher waited for other people to at least give it a go. It was just me in the middle, spotlit in the room almost with my hand up.
Yeah.
Because I know hopefully the hard kids will like me. Someone like me. And then she went, "Yes, Robin, what is it? What do you know about the octopus?" And I went very confidently. The octopus, miss, has 8 testicles. And like everyone just like lost it because I'd said like a rude word. She thought I was doing it to make them laugh.
Yeah.
It was a people pleasing thing, but and then I think I got detention that primary too. No playtime for me. Everyone's out there, and you know that episode of The Simpsons where Bart breaks his leg and watch everyone do like synchronized swimming in his pool. That was me watching them all play football and fight outside while I was just eating a bag of Tangy Toms, crying.
So you didn't even
Testicles.
You didn't even get.
It's quite close.
So
tentacles.
inadvertently, by then saying testicles instead of tentacles,
Yeah.
you didn't even get the kind of compliments of the cool kids for thinking you were trying to be funny.
No, there was no like, oh, you said a rude word and made a funny joke.
Yeah,
It was like
they knew that you'd
you've
actually
absolutely
just-
made an arse of it.
And then
Then
you didn't even get the praise from the teacher for really knowing the thing, but just saying it wrong.
And knowing what testicles were at such a young age.
You know? So that's a
It
shame.
was a
You
double
really-
whammy and detention at break.
Oh,
So 3. And then, I think about that all the time. I'm like, just say
testicles, tentacles.
Yeah. It was always a people-pleasing thing. It was always a way to try and get friends or whatever. I remember, did you ever have to do like a nativity play at school?
We did, yes.
Did you remember what role you were?
Bizarrely, do you know what's weird actually that you brought this up? Everyone had to do a nativity play, and I think it was only when you got to primary 7.
Primary 7, yeah.
But our
big deal.
year,
Big deal.
we didn't do a nativity actually. Now that you might bring it up, we did Noah's Ark instead. Like,
This is the head teacher just bored
yeah.
of the nativity. Let's
So,
get someone else on.
I don't know why. I'm pretty sure we didn't do nativity as well, because I just really remember that we did a production of Noah's Ark. And I remember that so specifically because, and this isn't by no means a humble brag, but I was Noah.
I was going to suggest you would be Noah.
But there was 2 performances of this show, and between the first one and the second one, I don't think I've ever told this story before. I was very accident prone as a child.
Same.
And to cut a long story short, I had my eyelid slit open
Oh, Jesus.
in a freak school accident where people were jumping up trying to like touch the roof because that's a cool thing to do. Like, I can touch the roof.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
And Jason Gozine, shout out to Jason, don't know what he's up to. His hand went out like, and his finger went under my eyelid on his way up, and the nail was sharp, and it slit my eyelid open. And it was a big deal. There was blood. I thought I was blind, and there was an ambulance. They had to cover both my eyes, and I had to get an injection in the eyeball when they were doing the stitches. A whole thing. Anyway.
They brought the surgeons 2x2.
Yeah, the eyeball's no longer 2x2 even. But it meant the second time we did the show, there was enough time that I'd been off, had the stitches, and I had an eye patch. And so essentially I was like a pirate Noah. The second time I did the show, I did it with the eye patch on. I like to think I
Evil
was
Noah.
like, I was the inspiration behind like Pirates of the Caribbean coming back.
I would say so.
Like, look at this guy, one-eyed.
Oh, thanks to you and
10-year-old
Paul
boy.
and his knife hands.
Um,
That's mad.
It was a freak accident, yeah, for sure. But it was wild. So yeah, we didn't do nativity, but we did a blood-fueled and spilled
Battle Royale.
Noah's Ark for some
Noah's
reason.
Ark. That's quite an arc for Noah to go through that.
Oh
actually.
God!
Yeah, we did one, and it was your classic nativity. But we all had to. Our headmistress made us all audition for the roles.
Oh really? Professional stuff.
Age 10, sort of. I don't know what's that. 4 years removed from the whole testicles, tentacles thing.
Did you get to choose who you were going up for, or everyone was like
Everyone
open audition?
everyone auditioned, and you had to go up and you could read something, or you could just the headmistress stood at the back of the gym hall, and you had to project. She was quite a sort of effervescent lady, kind of project children like that, and we're like 10, and everyone was reading from like Spot the Dog or like Biff, Chip and Kipper and things like that, or like a Roald Dahl thing, and I went up. This tells you more about me. I went up primary 7 with a copy of Adrian Mole, Secret Diary of Adrian Mole, and I read a bit where he's like infatuated with, in the thing, he's infatuated by this other character called Pandora Braithwaite, and I went up and I affected like a little accent, like a kind of, it wasn't full Aspie de la Zouche Leicestershire, it was just an English posh accent because I didn't know about sort of colloquial accents at age 10. So I went up and I went, and the bit is where he says, it's about Pandora finally replying to him or something. And the line was, Pandora responded to me reluctantly. And I remember being so chuffed that I'd used the word reluctant. I'm 10. I've said, Pandora replied to me. Left a wee pause. reluctantly up to the back of the room, and Mrs. Summers, the headmistress, shout out Mrs. Summers, she went, "Okay, Robin, off you go back to your class." And I was like, "I've nailed this. I'm going to be all the parts. I'll be Mary, Joseph. I'll be everything. I've nailed it. I've done an accent. I've done a long word.
Yeah.
They've all gone spot the dog. Like I've smashed.
Yeah.
I'm the Daniel Day-Lewis of this Primary 7 nativity." And then she came with a big clipboard, and it was like D-Day. It was like she was giving out the positions. Of course, like the most popular kids got Mary and Joseph. All the angels and the devils and all these other little parts went, and I was stood there again, just kind of spotlit by my solitude, being like, Mrs. Summers, have I got a part? And she went, "Yes, we've written a very special part for you. You've got a part. You're going to play the part of the tax collector." Yeah, so I played like the Tory of the piece, like the HMRC. I genuinely, at the end, we did 2 shows. We did a matinee very close to Manatee and Mercy Life Rate. We did 2 shows. Every show, like the curtain call thing, round of applause for Mary and Joseph, round of applause for the donkey. They come on. That's the comic relief, isn't it? The donkey, back legs of a donkey kicking about. And then we give it up for Robin Grainger. Play this. I got booed. Like, got my parents.
Oh.
Boo, scab.
Tax
collector.
Did they make you do the accent
Scum.
like you were a kind of English
I did,
Tory?
well, yeah, because she'd seen it was like, we just need an uppity prick for the piece. So I got it. And I basically went on and taxed like the donkey and stuff on the way.
Oh, no.
Tried to steal Joseph's food or whatever.
Shame on this. Shame on the teachers in school. Every
But yeah, I
time
got
you were
proper booed. And then 3 out of the third time she didn't even shout my name for curtain call. And then I went back and got changed out of my my robes or whatever, my HMRC robe, and started crying in the wee.
You were ahead of your time.
So I think of that a lot. I think because I thought, again, what I thought was a good, bold, individualistic choice came back, and I just became like the real villain.
Oh.
Not even the innkeeper got more of a than I got,
and
he didn't even let him in to begin with.
God,
when there's no use the shed or whatever. Whereas I was like, that shit, I'll need 15% of that shed. How many carrots is a donkey getting through? Because I will take 10% of each carrot for the state.
I can't believe this, man.
Because I've since asked, just thinking that was a part in the nativity.
Yeah.
Because I got cast as it, and everyone's like, nah. There's never a tax collector.
No. But maybe that's a compliment. They created a role for you. Your audition was so good. They were like, this guy needs his own role.
I was so believable as a villain.
Yeah. So maybe, we're looking at it rose-tinted glasses now, but...
Yeah, so that stays. Those 2 stories from school stay with me for sure.
Oh, the tax collector.
Yeah.
Reluctantly. Anytime you hear the words reluctantly and testicle, you must be like...
Yeah. Anytime I see a sort of slow-moving octopus, it's double fear. It's a reluctant, tentacular beast. I don't know if that's a word. But yeah, those things. But it's all from... A lot of these are from childhood.
Your teacher could have really twisted the knife and been like, reluctantly, we're going to cast you
as the octopus.
Do you know, bizarrely, once you mentioned the donkey, I've realised why I had no real memory of our nativity. But once you said donkey, I realised we did do a nativity, but I wasn't in it in the play because I was attempting to play the trombone.
Nice. Nice.
And the reason that it suddenly reminded me was when you said the donkey was my only real memory then. I can't remember who even did it in our class, but I remember having to just copy Shona Ferguson, shout out to Shona Ferguson, who could play the trombone quite well. I don't mean that in any sort of other way other than that she was musically talented. And I just remember it was like, little donkey, that kind of do. And I was just like following where she was putting the trombone stick, I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, the sort of handle.
And I was terrified, I just couldn't play it. But so I must have just been like in the band, in the brass section of the nativity.
Cool.
So
atmospheric band.
Maybe Noah's Ark.
Maybe
Noah's Ark didn't go as well as I remembered it there. I can't trust this guy to not fall off something.
He's gonna really
one arm.
Just give him a trombone.
So that was the memory. Thank you for unlocking that.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I think you were ahead of your time here. I think they were very cruel to you.
It was brutal, man.
At first when you said they were reading like children's books as their audition piece, and you were like, I thought you were gonna like have gone up there with Shakespeare or something.
I know. Well, it was as close as I could get.
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. We'll get to the end tomorrow.
Yeah, you'll play Angel 2. You have no speaking parts.
Yeah, I just thought it was
nice
going to be
rendition
like,
of The Tempest.
I've never heard of a a tax collector part. I've heard, people being like, "Oh, I was like second sheep," or starting. I've never heard about this whole new role.
Yeah. Well, it's out there for any budding nativityists.
Let's try and take it as a compliment that they were like, "This guy needs his own role."
Yeah, I have never, since speaking to you now, I've never thought of it in a positive way. Because of, people throwing coins at me from the side. They didn't do that. Throwing pick and mix and opal fruits. But genuinely, like, there was no, because I think my dad filmed it as well, but we never watched it.
He's booing.
Brutal. And then threw the video camera at me.
Well, I'm glad you came through it. I feel like, as I say, you're ahead of your time. People are jealous, at school.
Yeah.
When you do know stuff, people don't like it. They feel threatened and insecure. And
no,
you were ahead.
Yeah, they couldn't hack it. Couldn't hack the raw talent and the accent change.
They could only wish to know what testicles or tentacles were.
Yeah, and reluctantly
putting on accents.
Yeah, I was trying my best because I was a huge Jim Carrey fan, so I always thought it was about voices and faces.
My God, you were a shining light.
Trying my best. Thank you. That does make me feel better, to be honest.
Let's see where that type of stuff took you then. It sounds like you had a lot of them from school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is there others that happened along the way before we even hit a career one that stuck out for you? Or would you like to just go there and see where that took you?
There's maybe one more from, I would say it'd be between, it was still primary school, but it was more to do with sort of personal relationships, a family member.
Oh,
that's really, I thought about this recently because my mum reminded me of it, which is dead nice of her to really, really, really unearth something that I'd long forgotten.
Twist the knife, yeah.
But, and it speaks more to a bigger issue about, like, we're much more progressive now, aren't we, as a human race in dealing with things like trauma and mental health awareness and talking things through rather than just bottling them up. But because I'm from a very small sort of little village at the top of the country, they're more reluctant, should we say, which I had to teach them what that word meant.
I hear you.
Please take things slowly. With mental health and things, but also just in dealing with when bad things happen, a lot of people just go to the pub. They don't really talk it through. But I remember I was 10 years old. This might have been pre-tax collector showbiz.
Some of your earlier work.
So around that time, but my favourite thing at the time was I had 2 guinea pigs. They were my favourite.
Oh, mate.
I had guinea pigs. I loved them. One was called Blackadder because I loved the TV show Blackadder. One was called Screamer because at night she would scream.
Wow.
Like that was nocturnally, which, gets you off to sleep when you're trying to remember your lines for the tax collector and you're nodding off and you hear for hours. It's beautiful. It's very ASMR.
Yeah.
So I had these were my favourite things. I had them, I had Pokemon cards, and I don't know if you ever had one of these, a groan tube. It's a tube where you go,
yeah. Brilliant.
Beautiful.
What a great toy.
Pre-MySpace. That's all you ever needed. So I had that. These wee guys in the hutch, these wee guinea pig guys, Screamer and Blackadder. And I came home, I was probably like 10, 11, primary 7, something like that. And I came home, my granny was visiting. My granny is this wee Bristolian lady called Sally. She's lived in Scotland for like 70 years, but she's originally from Bristol. All right, my love. She's got that kind of lovely,
nice.
do you want a sandwich? That kind of lovely granny voice, which is like extra granny with a West Country lilt to it, I mean, all right, my love. Don't forget your toothbrush. She always used to tell me stuff like that. Lovely, sweet lady. Shout out to Sally. Still lives in Aberdeen. But I came in, and she at the time had a black Labrador called Meg, I think. I was thinking about this the other day. She came in the back garden gate off to the hutch to see the lads. And my granny kind of stopped me, came sort of hoovering over, tiny little lady, but kind of moved like a sort of, like a ghost. Like,
oh, no.
Yeah. And she went, oh, don't go to the hutch, my love. And I went, well, why not? I'm going to go see the lads and then play with a woo, woo. I'm going to have a whale of an afternoon. I've got lines to learn. Woo, woo, reluctantly. I'm going to really, I'm going to learn about Leicestershire politics from the 1980s via a diary. And she went, and there was no sugarcoating. There was no, we all know what this is. Big dog, 2 small animals, sort of, walking snacks. And she went, oh, my Meggie, you know Meg, don't you? Meg's there, like just delighted. And I'm like, seems quite happy this afternoon, Meg. And she went, oh, Meg has killed and ate both your guinea pigs, my love.
Oh, wow.
Killed and ate them. Haven't you, Meggie?
Oh, no.
Big full belly, Meggie. Don't need her dinner now. And then, so I'm like, my lips quivering, very much the of the groan tube in the background, like that, sad. But then she went, oh, but it doesn't matter, my love. She killed your guinea pigs earlier in the day. So I've gone and got you a sort of I'm sorry present from me and from Meg. Isn't that right, Meg? Meg's like, yeah, I'm not sorry for anything. Right? And then she goes off to her handbag and she brings back a pair of gloves.
Oh.
She gave me a pair of gloves as an I'm sorry. And I don't know if this says about me as a person, our generation, the male gender, the stupid brain overtaking the sensible talk things through brain, but or just comedic foresight. But I went, thanks so much for the gloves, Granny. I'm so glad that Meg killed and ate both my guinea pigs. Otherwise I'd only have one glove and a cold hand. Oh. And then I kind of chuckled to myself, and then obviously it all hit me when I got upstairs and I realised I don't have any pens anymore. She ate them both. But like I had to force. That's weird to do that, isn't it?
Yeah.
To make a little joke of like.
Yeah, you were trying to
guinea
cope
pigs
far too early with that type of stuff.
2 gloves is 2 guinea pigs.
Oh my days!
So imagine she'd left me with a loud one and 1 glove.
Yeah,
can't get to sleep. It's screaming out of grief now. And I'm there just
patting the other glove,
just warming my cold hand.
Guinea pig lined.
Yeah,
that is. What I mean,
it's a weird way to deal with trauma, isn't it?
She sounds like such a lovely. It feels like if it was any other type of granny.
She was very soothing.
Yeah,
like, but they just.
But to say it's so cold,
they just come out with it proper. Yeah, you can imagine the other proper fucked him up, my love. She didn't say that, obviously. Mutilated,
killed and ate.
Yeah.
Wow,
it's good. It was fun. Well, it wasn't good, but it's funny in hindsight. But my mum reminded me of that the other week there,
in a kind of chuckly way.
Just
remember when that dog?
We speak about pets and stuff, and then she said, "Oh, you said this."
Oh.
And I was like, that's actually quite funny for like a little 10, 11-year-old being hit in the face with trauma to then make a little astute observation.
But then have to go and just deal with it in your own little isolated.
Just on my own in the room, and they groan tube.
Oh, no.
Yeah, poor.
Did you ever get pets again or replacement?
Yeah,
pets?
we always had pets. We never really replaced them straight away. I think maybe my brother got a hamster after that called Hammy, and I think Meg was sort of barred from the garden.
Yeah, I was going to say, did he survive?
Well, they're bringing more snacks, class. But then it was just dogs and stuff.
I tell you what, shout out to everyone that had a hamster that was called Hammy. It must be about 80% of kids that had a hamster that was called Hammy.
Yeah.
As another quick aside, when I met my wife, so we were grown adults, we had 2 guinea pigs. Yeah.
Nice.
Poppy,
what were they called?
Poppy and Penelope. And
that's good.
I didn't mean this to be a link at all, but Poppy lost her eye, so she was a one-eyed guinea pig for a while.
Oh, wow.
She never performed in a production, but we had that type of thing to kind of bond over. But wonderful creatures.
They're so good.
And when they do the little popcorn jumps,
yeah,
and the little
jumps, and it was back in the days where you could still get quite a big ball for them to kind of zorb about in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good times. Good times. Untimely end.
I'm gutted that that's the way your guinea pigs went.
Yeah.
Like, that story would have been bad enough if you just went, and they both died.
Yeah.
You know, and I had to deal with it. And no one was, because I thought you were just about, no one dealt with the fact that I really liked my pets, but no, your grand's dog ate them, and then you made a joke out of it rather than just
cry.
breaking down.
Yeah. I think, latent trauma has been my sort of thing. It hits me later. I do something in the moment, and then oh God, I don't have any guinea pigs now. But I don't really know what the upside of that is in terms of you've been quite good with the advice with the other ones, but what's that? Like Meg didn't need her dinner that night. She got to try something slightly different.
I guess
she now has an intercontinental diet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm clutching at straws for this one, but a very early kernel of you becoming a stand-up comedian, I guess. That you realised that your brain was already making light and jokes out of a bad situation. I
suppose so, and it still does. That has informed my style of comedy. Like whenever something embarrassing happens, I tend to.
And I guess the big
bleak
alternative, as far as I'm aware or understand, and my clinical psychologist wife will tell me, is that usually the 2 reactions are, or the 3 is, sadness or humour, but then anger. So at least you didn't go angry. You could have been held against your gran or the dog,
No, she was very, very good at baking. Like I was still very keen on her breads and cookies.
Guinea pig.
Yeah.
Brownies.
Guinea pig flapjacks. No, I never held it against my granny. But I wasn't. I do linger on stuff, so I was never just like, oh, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I was gutted.
Remember that?
Gutted. But it wasn't her fault. It wasn't really the dog's fault.
Didn't know any better.
It was no one's fault. It was just
wow.
Right place, right time for the dog. Bad place, bad time for the
dog tells this story. It's like a great day.
the best.
Remember that day?
The best Wednesday ever.
So
2 for the price of 1.
it's terrible, isn't it? And I've been thinking about this.
It's bad.
Maybe we're going a bit too dark now, but for kids, if you have pets, that it is for a lot of people your first experience of loss.
Absolutely.
And tragedy. So it's funny. And we have a dog, and obviously I have daughters, and there's a part of me that thinks, oh, this might be, their first experience of loss, and that'll be tough, man. I remember losing our first family dog, and it's brutal.
Same. It's the worst thing in the world.
Oh wow!
Or like even like you ever win a goldfish at a fair or whatever?
Yeah.
And I don't know how fair goldfish either live 1,000 years or a minute, don't they? I had one. It was called Bob because I thought that's what it was saying when it was breathing. I thought a goldfish was always saying Bob. So I was like, we'll call it Bob. And it lasted a wee bit, but I was gutted. I think we buried it in the garden, probably fed it to Meg. I don't know what happened. But like it does, but it is a good precursor to loss, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pets tend to die before you go to your first actual funeral, I would say.
Listen, write in, tell us about your loss of animals and how it affected you. But no, it is.
But yeah, it does. I suppose that is to get deep on it, that is the benefit, isn't it? It gives you an understanding that things are finite.
God. Welcome back to Just Dead Flowers.
I did not set out to make this the saddest episode.
No, it's interesting. People like that. Let's move forward, though, away from the dead animals. And let's go to a career story.
Okay.
Now, are you someone that's had a lot of different jobs before comedy, or were you someone that got into comedy quite early on?
I have had 3 other jobs. I worked at the Tills in Asda in Huntly. I worked in a vape shop and I was a support worker. So no, I've pretty much flung myself into comedy. So the career stuff is all comedy, bad gig kind of stories.
Let's hear it.
2 stand out, kind of around the same time. Now, I don't know if you did this. You maybe did. You're a stalwart, legend, one of my favourite acts, one of my favourite people ever. You will have done every sort of type of gig in your time. Did you ever do a gig in a prison?
I have done a gig in a prison.
How did yours go?
It didn't go very well, but I've heard people's gigs going very badly. But I made the mistake. I only did it once. It was Glenorchy Prison, and I was still quite new. I was still very new, I think, for that type of environment. But when you're young and people think, "Oh, he's quite good," and I was also doing this gig with the beloved Gary Little. And that to say that was his crowd is an understatement. Mm-hmm. And I went on, and even just they could tell I was nervous, and they're sitting there looking pretty unimpressed. And
were you on first?
I was.
Me too.
And the thing that I remember saying that made me think, I kept referring to things that they really wouldn't have been able to do.
I also did that.
So I mentioned a film that had just been out and was like, "Has anyone seen this film?" And kind of there was almost that kind of look at them, kind of like laughing as in, this guy's so clueless. And then even just because I'd done that, the next time I went to start a bit of routine, it was about charity muggers. I was like, do you know what it's like when you're walking down the street? And then I kind of stopped myself because I was like, oh, I am losing. I don't know what. And I was just so in my head about it.
Yeah. It's a weird thing. So when I did it, you get an email before and they say like, here are the things not to mention that may be insightful.
Right.
And then you soon realize when you're on there and you've got to do 20 minutes, top of the shop, daytime, wintertime at a prison, that anything can be insightful because that's what the environment is. So I did the same. I had to edit live. So I spoke about Breaking Bad, which also includes like the production of meth. And I had to stop that. And and loads of funny things happened. I remember we being led to the room. So it was meant to be I think it was meant to be open to everyone, but no one actually wanted to go to the comedy. Like they'd rather just remain.
Yeah.
So, and we were getting led to the thing, and like the main warden, he like nudged me and he was like, "That's the lads are in there now, Robin? So you got yourselves a captive audience." And I went, "How long have you been waiting to say that?" And he kind of looked sheepish, as though he's putting his hands in his pockets and like scooshing his foot on the floor like that. And he was like, "A couple of weeks." So we got in there, and I was on first. And like you said, it's not in any way fun. Like not in terms of as a gig, but just as it's just a very bleak.
Atmosphere.
It's very bleak.
It's prison.
Like it's horror. It's the most horrible thing in every aspect. And I went on, and it was in like their basketball hall, and the acoustics, Chris, were just not where they should be at
Yeah,
a
yeah.
place such as like the Stand Comedy Club, perfect acoustic, stuff like that. So like so I was doing jokes, but it was like into just a vacuum. You couldn't hear what you were saying, but you also, so it just sounded like racket, I think. Well, at least to me. And again, people just sat there kind of, right. And then I got some laughs for bits I didn't need to edit because, like you said, it's like, when you catch the bus, oh, no, you don't catch a bus. But there was a guy at the back who was wearing different stuff from all the other guys.
Yeah.
And he stood up and he heckled me. And but I didn't hear what he said because the acoustics were pretty bad. So I just called it on stage. I was like, sorry, mate, this is, when something happens and you just like that in your head. For a bit, I went, sorry, mate, I couldn't hear what you said there. I looked at my watch because I set my watch. I was doing my 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Profesh. I went, I've only got 5 minutes left. And the beauty for this gig is at the end of this, I get to go home. And then, when you say something and then your brain is like, why have you done that? And then your brain takes in the environment, which was, there are no guards with me. They're all at the back of the room with the other acts who are now looking at me like through gritted teeth.
Yeah.
There's no, I'm going to get ripped. Like literally ripped to pieces. And then luckily the guy that said that to, it's that thing I do all the time where you're just trying to claw your own words back into your head, going, "What, you fucking idiot." And then he started laughing, and then it got a round of applause.
Good. Right.
And then I did my time and I got off, and all the other acts were like, "What the? Why did you do that?" And I was like, "I don't know," because
he could have just taken it the wrong way and sparked a riot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Plastic chair off the head. I'm now.
Hear about Robin Grainger? Yeah, he died in prison.
yeah.
No, he died.
Yeah,
he had a really bad gig.
But there was one of those where I did think like, I shouldn't have done that. Because also I'm not like a heckle put downy kind of. I'm like, hey, it's all right.
Yeah.
But I couldn't even have that. I didn't even have that in my head. It was just like, when you're a comedian, your brain just goes, this is funny. Deploy it.
And it's too fast for you to even.
So that was. I've thought of that a lot, but luckily it went well because it could have so easily went the other way.
My days.
That was quite.
That's a unique one. A lot of people have kind of bad gig stories, but
yeah, I'm quite chuffed with that because it is in and of itself. It's a bad gig at the worst gig.
Listen, shout out to that prisoner.
Yeah,
if you're out now, listen to the pod.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Thanks for not killing Robin.
Yeah, thanks for not killing me in 2014.
That's a beauty. Have you got? We kind of did your relationship one, but did you have a different one in mind, or was that your relationship?
That was
one?
Kind of it.
That was good
because I was
jumped to that one.
The guinea pig one.
That was great.
Yeah, I don't really have any. I've probably said embarrassing things, but they never I never thought like pod worthy. They're just wee bits and pieces. I remember once showing I'd got my hair cut and I showed someone I'd taken a picture of it and I showed them it while in the room with them.
Right.
And they went, but you're in the room, I can see it. And that I sometimes lie awake at night.
That's beautiful. It's just reminding me, I can't believe
it looks all right, doesn't it?
I've never...
Went, yeah, but you're here. You're closer to me than the phone is.
Do you know, it's not even a similar thing, but in terms of such a small, dumb thing, it just reminded me that, shout out to my oldest pal, Neil Monroe. I phoned my mate Neil. I phoned him. This was before mobile phones. I phoned him, and when he answered the phone, I went, "Can I call you back?" And he went, "Okay." I can't even remember why, but
sublime.
It still pops into my head. Like in the process of it ringing, something happened, or I was distracted, and so when he answered it, the first thing he heard me say was just, "Can I call you back?"
I'll phone you back. Yeah,
so daft.
That's so good. That one. Yeah, I've got a million of them. But every time I get my hair cut, I think of that in like a. Looks all right, doesn't it? Yeah, you're closer. So it's a million of those. It's not really stand out as the.
But that's the thing.
I
feel like everyone should have a million of those, and then you get some of these sociopaths that are like, "No, I'm okay."
How do they do that? I don't know. I have a gazillion of them.
Oh man.
Yes.
Have you got any other big ones that you just want to get away, or that you've remembered just in the moment before we wrap up? I feel like you've given us a lot.
I've got rid of a lot of them. I think you know this one, but it was when I did Tea in the Park.
Right.
Because you must have done it. I've done it did it a few times. Did the last one when it was is it Bellado?
Yeah.
And then the first one when it was at the new one pre-Transmit. I think it turned into Transmit. And it was the first one, again, I'm on opening, 20 minutes. dying.
They were awful gigs.
I'm just dying. I'm wishing this was the prison gig again. This is horrible. Because it is like, I used to do a big bit about it, didn't I? About how the comedy tent, it was like a medic tent. It's just casualties of humanity. People dancing to nothing and crying and arguing with their own arm.
And you're like, hey,
do you want to know about what's it like with guinea pigs? So I remember it was just a death, and it's a comic's dream, isn't it, to watch your mate go on and flounder. Like, so, but again, you do the gig with that in mind, knowing, well, I've got the weekend camping ticket, I've been paid it.
Yeah, that was the only perk.
I get to then put it on a poster and just say that I've done the last one here and the first one. It's a wee ego thing. So it's similar to when you do a sort of after dinner, maybe you know what you're walking into a lot of times. So I just and it's kind of towards the end, when time is just going like
so slow.
Guy shouted out, "Play Wonderwall!" like that, and all the comics started laughing. The tent erupted. Finally, like he woke them up. God bless him. Shout out wherever you are, Heckle Man. And then I just, because I'm a chronic people pleaser, I just started singing Wonderwall. Today is gonna be. Kind of got this like half-hearted rendition of that going on. Then I went, "I've been Robin Grainger. Have a great festival. Foo Fighters are on soon, aren't they?"
I almost forgot how bad that gig
was.
I repeatedly mention a gig in Kilwinning as being one of the worst things I've ever done in my life. Every episode, but I'd say that one was up there actually, T in the Park.
It's bad, isn't it? Because it is, the comedy tent seems to just be a meeting place.
Yeah.
Like, I'll meet you at the comedy tent, we'll down a couple.
And it seems
and then
so
we'll
cool
go and
as you
see
say.
the streets.
It's cool to be able to
Arctic
playing
Monkeys.
a T in the
Yeah,
Park.
you seem like
you
that.
got a guest, you got a weekend pass.
VIP toilets, man. Yeah, toilet where the Bacardi staff piss. Because it's not an actual toilet. You're just using a Portaloo that the staff are using.
Robin, reluctantly,
yes!
we have to wrap up the show. What have you got coming up? Obviously, as you said at the start, the Fringe, all roads lead to the Fringe now.
Yes.
So where are you on? What time? Where can people check you out up until then as well?
So the Fringe show is called Lemonade. It is on at 8:20 at Assembly George Square with Assembly Rooms or Assembly Fest every night of August. Tickets are already going, which is very, very fun to be able to know. Up until then, I'm doing a preview at Blackfriars Bar.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on when this comes out, it was June. And a preview in July at Gale and Grain, and another one at Blackfriars in July as well. So if you go on Blackfriars website,
they're doing like the kind of Fringe for $5 thing.
Yeah, and Gale and Grain are Good Egg Comedy for those, and then Assembly website or Red Fringe, or you can get me on Instagram, Robin_Grainger.
Perfect. Thank you very much for coming on. Thank you very much to our guest tech, Molly there.
Hey,
you can't
Molly.
see her, but you can maybe hear her there. Smashed it. I've been Chris Forbes. This has been the Stop Watering Dead Flowers podcast in association with the Stand Comedy Club. Big shout out as well to our sponsor, Derek Gerard Photography. Check out his Facebook page. Remember the code that you can use specifically if you're listening to this podcast to get a great discount. Thanks very much. See you next time.